From a teenage warrior to the founder of a Persian empire that would last for almost 2 centuries, this is Isma'il the Magnificent, also known as Isma'il I Shah of Iran. We'll get into that first epic battle later. But first, let's rewind back to 1487 when our story begins. That year, Ismail was born in the city of Ardabil. He was a descendant of a long line of Sufi mystics, a branch of Islam that emphasizes spiritual truths over religious rituals. But while his family had a strong religious tradition, his father was a soldier. And so Ismail grew up in a unique environment where spiritual devotion and military discipline were equally valued. This fusion of warrior ethos and religious fervor would become a defining feature of the Safavid Empire, which Ismail would soon establish. By the time he was just 7 years old, he became the leader of the Safaviya order, a position of religious authority that his father had held. He learned the teachings of Twelver Shi'ism, the dominant form of Shi'a Islam. And it was during this period that he earned the title Ismail the Pious. But his rise to power wouldn't be solely based on religious authority. It was deeply intertwined with military prowess. By the time he was just 14 years old, he led an army of fierce warriors known as the Qizilbash, or Redheads, so called because they dyed their hair red as a symbol of their devotion to Hussein, the son of the Prophet Muhammad and a central figure in Shi'a Islam. In 1501, Ismail captured the city of Tabriz and defeated the Koyunlu forces, establishing his authority over northern Iran. It was here that he declared himself Shah, meaning king or emperor, and the following year, he officially founded the Safavid dynasty. Despite his young age, he was a shrewd politician. He skillfully used the religious fervor of his Qizilbash army to rally the diverse peoples of Persia under the banner of Twelver Shi'ism. By 1510, he had united most of Persia under one faith, making it the first Persian state to do so since the Muslim conquests. His empire would go on to expand to include much of modern-day Iran, Azerbaijan, and parts of Iraq. Under his rule, the Persian army became renowned for its bold and swift cavalry attacks. Spearheaded by Ismail's personal charisma and military brilliance, at the height of his power, he faced off against 2 formidable foes, the mighty Ottoman Empire to the west and the Uzbek Khanate to the east. In 1514, Ismail faced Sultan Selim, the first of the Ottomans at the Battle of Chaldron, while the Safavids initially had the upper hand. A miscalculation in tactics and the Ottomans' superior artillery led to a devastating defeat for the Safavids. The Ottomans captured parts of eastern Anatolia, pushing the Safavid border back near Tabriz. For the young Shah, it was a bitter setback. But despite this defeat, Ismail continued to expand his empire. He waged numerous campaigns against the Uzbeks, consolidating his control over Central Asia. However, his efforts to subdue the recalcitrant Turkmen tribes in the region proved costly in terms of both lives and resources. The death of his close friend and General Shagilas Koli Khan deeply affected him, marking a turning point in his life. After Chaldron, Ismail's focus shifted towards governance and internal stability. He realized that military victories alone could not ensure lasting success. So he worked to strengthen the administrative institutions of his empire, laying the groundwork for the future expansion of the Safavid state. Sadly, his reign came to an end in 1524, when he died at the age of just 36. He was succeeded by his son Muhammad Qutbanda, who would face the daunting task of reviving his father's empire after the setbacks of Chaldron. Despite his relatively short reign of 23 years, Ismail left an indelible mark on Persian history. He is remembered as a brilliant military strategist, champion of Shi'a Islam, and a patron of Persian art, poetry, and architecture. His efforts to promote trade and industry laid the foundation for Isfahan to become one of the world's leading cultural hubs. Ismail's rule marked the beginning of the Safavid Golden Age, a period of cultural and intellectual flourishing that would continue for several decades after his death. In fact, many historians consider the battle between the Safavids and the Ottomans at Chaldron as a clash not just of armies, but of cultures, with each side vying to impose its religious and cultural norms on the other. So there you have it, the incredible story of Isma'il the Magnificent, the warrior poet who forged a nation. From his humble beginnings as a young cleric to his rise as a military leader, his contributions to Persian history are monumental. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. It really helps us grow. Also, let us know what historical event from the Middle East or Asia you would like us to cover next in the comments below. Until then, stay tuned for more epic tales from history.